Welcome to Sheffield United's 1993-94 video, in which we'll be taking a look back, with the help of the players and the manager, at the season that saw United fall at the final fence in the race for Premiership survival. And we'll take a look forward to the campaign to put the Blades back where they belong. We've interviews along the way with all your favourite players, and we start with Dave Bassett, talking about the opening games of the season.
It was a good start for us. We were meeting the new boys, Swindon, who had just been promoted, and it was their first game in the Premier League ever. So they brought quite a big crowd with them, and there was a good atmosphere at Bramall Lane, and we won the game 3-0. We won with some good goals from free kicks, and I was pleased with that performance.
Corks underneath that one. Now Bradshaw out on the right-hand side. And that's a fine header, good cross, but Whitehouse just couldn't direct it where he wanted to. Bradshaw picking his spot superbly. The Swindon defence flat-footed, but just over. Headed away, helped on. This is Whitehouse. Rogers, space here for Scott. Andy Scott then. Runs at the Swindon defence. He's got Cork away to his right. And then it's knocked over. Well, a great chance there. Another one goes a-begging. Good work from Andy Scott. Perhaps more could have been made of the effort from Falconer. A lot of Cork. Swindon struggling here. Good challenge from Bradshaw. Gets the return from Rogers. And the foul. So Bradshaw already having a lively impact on this game. Jim Borrett, the referee, right on the spot. And now his job is to get the Swindon ball back when it's forward. So the big men come up from the back. Rogers is there too. A lot of pushing and shoving. It's Whitehouse. And Falconer is there to open the account in this new season for Sheffield United. So the new boy opens his account. Lovely header. A well-worked move from the set piece. Ward leaves the ball. It's Whitehouse that delivers. And as they all stretch, Falconer gets the final touch, and that's the all-important one. Summerby. Swindon are forced back a little bit. This is the long ball looking down the inside left channel. Powerful challenge from Rogers, and it's a free kick. Rogers complains to referee Jim Borrett, but I'm sure the Premier League official will have nothing of it. So this is just a little bit further out from where United created the goal. They've taken it quickly, and it's sneaked in. Well, what was Sheffield United doing there? Quick thinking here. Fjortoft leaves the ball, and then suddenly, as Sheffield United looked up, the ball was nestling in the corner of the goal. Well, complaints all round, but the goal, I'm afraid, still counts. This is Jan-Åge Fjortoft. Summerby. Whitehouse with him. Cross is delivered there, over everybody, and Ward to clear for Sheffield United. Flick on by Cork. Chance here again for Scott, and he's fouled. Now then, was there a clear goal-scoring opportunity? True, Scott was just inside the Swindon half, but he was fouled, and that was a very, very cumbersome foul indeed. I think it's going to be a yellow card. We'll see it now. Good football, and that was just stupid from the Swindon man. A yellow it is. Cork's looking for this one. It could bounce all the way through. And a chance there. Good tip away by the goalkeeper. Digby was there and equal to it. It could have been two, and certainly Sheffield United have had numerous scoring opportunities here. This is Andy Scott on the left foot, and Digby doing just enough. So we're entering the closing stages with Swindon in possession. Looking to create through Summerby. So teasing one there for the Sheffield United defence. That's Moncur with the cross, just headed away and sent back in. A chance here for Swindon, and that should have been it. That should have been level. And that's a big let-off for the Sheffield United players. There was a big gap there in defence, and they get away with it. To Sheffield United, looking to take this one sharpish, and there they do, down the right-hand side. A bit of pushing and shoving there. And that outcome is a free kick to the Blades, which Ward and Whitehouse inevitably circulate around to decide who's going to take it. Surely it's going to be Whitehouse, the in-swinger. Could be Ward. No, he leaves it again. So Whitehouse wants more to deliver, and the cross there is headed on and in. And the final touch, I think, from Bradshaw. Carl Bradshaw at the near post, and for the second time Sheffield United have converted from a free kick delivered by this man Deane, Whitehouse, and that's a very hard one to score indeed. And Bradshaw, I'm sure, gets the touch. And that is 2-0. Bradshaw indeed takes the plaudits, and rightly so. That was a very difficult goal to score. So that should be Sheffield United pushing for three as they put it through to Andy Scott. He could be in here. Andy Scott left-footed. Digby does enough to spread himself, and then Rodgers follows up to get goal number 3 for Sheffield United as Swindon somewhat fall to pieces. Well, Sheffield United, who had that scare a little earlier when Swindon might have made it 1-1, are looking comfortable, and they're certainly looking confident. Scott making this one. Tremendous running at the Swindon defence. He might have scored himself, and although Digby parried somewhat, he could do nothing about the follow-up there from Rodgers. Here's Bradshaw. He's had a lively old game today. Swindon bring it away. And then dispossessed. This is Kevin Gage for Sheffield United. Needs some support, holding the ball up. Cork is the man supporting out there on the wing. What's he doing there? Well, the cross comes in towards the near post, and there's just a touch. And that's a corner kick. Scott again causing problems in that Swindon defence. So, another set piece. Cork with it. Up to Bradshaw, one of the goal scorers. Back to Cork. Bradshaw receives the ball. Rodgers, and that's a halt. Rodgers, one of the scorers. Bradshaw and Faulkner, the others. Sheffield United win 3-0.
The Manchester United result meant that we lost 3-0 to the league champions and the eventual new league champions, and we played quite well. The score didn't really reflect how well we played. We then went to Everton, where we'd got a good record, but lost 4-2. We started very well. Deane Whitehouse put us up early. We started quite brightly, but then had a very, very poor half hour before half-time. Whilst in the second half we came back strongly, we couldn't quite get it together. We then found that we had 2 home games against Wimbledon and Ipswich. We did very well against Wimbledon, won the game 2-1 comfortably, and it was Jonas Wormelo's debut, and he played very, very well against John Fashanu in that particular game. And after that game I was hopeful of us progressing up to a mid-table position and even challenging for a higher position, but it wasn't to be.
It's Wimbledon that get us started in this one. And how Dave Bassett would love one over his former side. So many faces familiar to him. This is also a Wimbledon team showing a lot of changes since his time. It's a good challenge there. Now it's Wimbledon old boy Cork. The cross in there, a chance here, and it's off the bar from Hans Sagers. Extraordinary save. The goalkeeper was clearly going the wrong way. Somehow he's kept it out. Wonderful header from Bradshaw, and Sagers appeared to be beaten. And how has he kept that one out? So it's the resultant corner, and Bradshaw steps up to take it. It's a wicked curl on it, and that wasn't far away. And the new Norwegian Stein getting a header there that's just over the bar. Really determined run from him. Now that's going to put the United defence under some pressure. Half cleared. The chance here for Holdsworth on the left foot, couldn't get hold of it. Kelly's there to collect for Sheffield United. Deane Holdsworth. And that one almost breaking for Cork. Kamara. Out on the right, here is Gage. Cross to in there, and Flo, he rose, he headed, he just couldn't find the target. Nicely placed cross, and Flo getting all behind it, but just a little bit under it. Gage. Now here's Fashanu. Could break here. A chance, and just wide. Well, Holdsworth is a lively character, good player. Flo is the target. Could still come to him. Gage is underneath it. Wimbledon might get it away here. Oof, dear. Well, there were some studs flying there, and the referee gives the free kick Sheffield United's way, quite rightly too. So David Ellery makes his mark. FIFA referee, of course, these days. Had a run-in with Dave Bassett at Barnsley some time ago. Gage. And Flo, and that's it. Jostein Flo, he's been promising to do that all night, and finally he's converted this free kick from Kevin Gage, rising above the Wimbledon defence superbly. Holdsworth. Now then, a chance for Wimbledon into the danger area, but rather spurned and easy enough for Kelly. Flo is underneath it. Cork, the chase. Might still win the ball, the former Wimbledon man. He does. Bradshaw. And Flo is there, stealing in at the far post. Brave defending from Wimbledon. So the corner kick. Whitehouse has it. And that one is in. Willie Falconer. Another heady goal from the Scotsman. And again, he's Dane Whitehouse to thank for it. It really was a nicely delivered cross. And twice now Sheffield United beat Wimbledon in the air. past Gage and the foul. And that's a free kick to Wimbledon. Barton. Easy. Flow. Quite away as he would have wished, and then it's come all the way through, and the shot there, it's in for Wimbledon at 2-1. Well, that was lovely football. And that was a fine, fine finish. Well, that's perhaps a bit too far, a bit too ambitious, but here's the fight of Cork as he won the free kick. Play continues, it comes through to Stein. Flow. Oh, well. So near. Still, we play on. It's so close to victory for Sheffield United. Easily told to get on with it. And that's it. And at last, Dave Bassett can smile about victory over his former side, Wimbledon. And there's one of the scorers, Stein Flow. A good header it was. Falconer got the other. 2-0.
With only 2 more league points from a possible 15, the Blades found themselves involved in a 6-goal thriller at Southampton.
And that's a free kick. Dowie is fouled. Some complaints from the Sheffield United players, including Dave Barnes over there on the left-hand side, but so some defending to be done by the men in blue today. It's a crowded old area just in front of the goal. In it comes and turned in superbly. It's Ken Moncau, the central defender. Tracy had no real chance with that one. Played into Dowie once more. Allen. Still Southampton trying to cause the problems, and more problems caused by sloppy defending. And Maddison has it. Flow. Oh, how did that sneak in? Willie Falconer. Well, how much of that was meant, I wonder? Well, it took a deflection, that's clearly obvious. And it's Dowie with the firm leap there. And in! And Sheffield United find themselves 3-1 down. John. Support here, the cross, looking for Flow. Oh, that was nicely converted. And that's Sheffield United back in the game. Well, Flow just didn't have a challenge on him. Easy, and thank you very much. It's ticking away the old clock. That's taken a slight deflection. I wonder if that's enough for a corner. Should be, and it is. No viewing of the watch yet by the referee. So Bradshaw has time, if only a little, to deliver the cross. A scramble, and Flow's poked it home. Stein Flow at the death. 3-3. Well, question certainly about the Southampton defence there. And for the second time, Flo pokes one home.
We were struggling for victories, we were struggling to score goals, and our performances have been disappointed attacking-wise. Defensively, they've been quite good. We'd had quite an entertaining 3-3 draw at Southampton when we'd come back, but we found ourselves a little bit tense with Chelsea, and it was an important game for them. And quite honestly, we won the game 1-0, but really one couldn't have argued if Chelsea had drawn on that particular occasion. But perhaps it made up for one or two of the other games where we played quite well and got nothing to show for it.
Nilsen. And an easy one back to Karim, the goalkeeper. Well, it's an interesting clearance, if nothing else. It's gone for a corner in the end. Wise. And Kelly came, he hasn't collected, the post has saved him. We'll be relieved about that, for certain. Kelly had made up his mind to come, but that was always swinging away from him. He checked, and thank goodness the post was there. Kelly's free kick. Strong challenge there from Chelsea. Stein just helps it down the line. Kelly once more to collect. Still troubled a little by the injury. Seems okay, relatively speaking, today, though. It's headed back, but only as far as the red and white striped shirts. Good work here from Gage. Decent cross there, and somehow it's gone in. Forced home by Willie Falconer again. Well, Gage delivered the cross, and in fact, it's Steve Clark, the Chelsea defender, that got the final touch. It's going to be a free kick. Clumsy challenge. Ward. Carried away there. Sinclair in the end with the touch. Corner kick. Gage. He'll have another chance here. Karim, easy for him though. Now then, things moving quickly. And Sheffield United with some defending to do. It's a good run from Hopkin, this. He really is a talented youngster, but should he have been allowed to go all that way? Donachie, well, forced to concede the throw, 15 yards out. Who's coming up to take it? Must be Gage. And he is. Ward and Gage. Ward this time. Delivers the cross, Falconer just wide of the post. Wasn't a bad effort, but perhaps he had more time than he thought. One back by the Blades. And Falconer now. Needs some movement ahead. It's through to Whitehouse. And Chelsea scramble it away. Whitehouse coming onto his least favoured foot. Lovely through ball from Falconer. Great ball it was too. Beat Clark. But perhaps Whitehouse overdoing it. Maybe Scott was in his way. Appeared to be handball, but no appeals, and it's through here to Stein. Kelly's underneath it, and the ball drops safe. Well, we're comparing notes, Stein and Kelly down there, about this shot. It was accurate, but well saved. Hopkin. And Sheffield United managed to find Bradshaw. Bradshaw, and the crowd rise to him. Inside ball here. A chance for Hodges. He's held it up for Whitehouse, and a great save from Karim. Good football. Splendid stuff. Right across the park. Hodges doing the hard work, holding the Chelsea defence up. 3 of them around him. Nothing wrong with the shot. Fine save. Stoppage time now, and quite a bit into it. Roger Milford, the check of the watch. Chelsea continue. And that's it. And another Sheffield United victory. The goal coming from Falconer, the final touch of Steve Clark.
And it was the usual story. We didn't really get a good start before Christmas, and we were struggling to catch up sort of the teams above us after that. So it was always really a battle for us.
So New Year's Day and Oldham Athletic at Bramall Lane.
Yes, it was our next victory after the Chelsea game, although on 1 or 2 games we played quite well, and I felt that we were capable of getting decent games, victories at places like Aston Villa, but it wasn't to be. And on the Boxing Day we'd drawn 0-0 with Liverpool and played very, very well and could have won that game 3-0, and it wouldn't have been an injustice. But we found ourselves against our old rivals Oldham from Lancashire, which are always competitive games, and we got a 2-1 victory then when we scored from a penalty with Deane Whitehouse and Mitch Ward scored a goal, and I was hoping we'd build on that in actual fact.
Couple of season campaigners, if ever there were any. Andy Ritchie near to us, Graham Sharp far side. Stein flow into the action nice and early, and Sheffield United very nearly ahead. Bobby Davison. Hodges orchestrating the free kick. Flows the target, it's just above him. Jobson, the header away as far as Whitehouse. Crossing from Beasley, and very, very nearly. Davison again, and Davison a 3rd time. Flo getting in there with the cross. Well, there was the first effort. It looked as though it was going out. Flo keeps it in, and Davison can't quite convert. Ward. Flow again, and he's headed it into the danger area. Bobby Davison, well, that's got to be a penalty. Must be a penalty. Jobson's all over him. The referees turned Sheffield United down. We get another look at it here. There he is. I mean, goodness grief, that must have been a penalty. Throw towards the near post. Flo's headed it on, it's hanging in the air. The Oldham defence is not too sure. Milligan stares, daggers at his goalkeeper Holworth. There's definitely a lack of communication as Bradshaw can deliver this one. And Flo is fouled again, and this time the referee does give the penalty. Probably not quite as blatant as the one on Davison, but the net result is a penalty to Sheffield United, and I don't think there was much question there, really. So it's one of these rare events for Sheffield United, a penalty kick. I hope they practice them in training. They don't get much practice during the course of the season normally. Whitehouse with it, Holworth up against him, and it's in. And that was very neat indeed. Whitehouse penalty, 1-0 the Blades. Milligan. There's quite a battle in the middle of the park there. Hodges might clear up the mess. Easily. Flows the target. It seems to have been pulled down again. It falls to Whitehouse and then to Ward. And what a finish! He deserves that. Do you know, he's been running so hard all day. And he's a worthy scorer of Sheffield United's 2nd goal of the evening. Whitehouse, great determination, and it fell on a plate to Ward. He tucked it away nicely. Holden seems to have got past his man, delivers the cross away. Corner kick given. Tuttle had the header. Holden wanted to take it quickly. Delivered to the far post. Oh, what a stunning header. Richard Jobson. He gave that everything. He delivered it superbly, did Holden. And a fine, fine finish from Jobson. Holden's on his way. And he's past Bradshaw. Holden now. And good defending from Hoyland. Still not fully away. Still some defending to do. And there is another good save from Alan Kelly. There was a suspicion of offside here. But Kelly didn't know that. Sharp, the man with the shot. Still Oldham continue to press. They've rather given that one away to Whitehouse. He'll take the return. Here he is, Dane Whitehouse. Right-footed ball towards the left. Davis. He's got men either side of him. It's the inside ball and a good shot there, and Holworth needed 2 attempts to collect it. Davison picked his spot with the pass. Not a bad effort from Whitehouse. Didn't fully get hold of it. And that's one for Adrian Littlejohn to chase. And Sheffield United win it. And the goalkeeper is right in no man's land. The cross is coming in here for Falconer. He can't quite convert its flow. It's under his foot. Oh dear, oh dear. There certainly was a good chance there for Sheffield United. Ward's quick thinking caused the problem initially. Falconer couldn't quite get the touch he wanted, and Flo certainly didn't. And Flo's been tugged and pulled, and dear me, what is Richard Jobson about today? He cannot come to grips with Jostein Flo whatsoever. Here's Bradshaw. Bradshaw moving in. It's in the danger area now. Left-footed Holworth, a good save. A good move all round there. And Bradshaw's unlucky. Milligan couldn't catch him. He hit that on his least favoured foot. Holworth did well. Kelly's in there, and Flo off his line. Kelly the punch. And Sheffield United in desperation stakes here. They're still ahead, but my word, that was close. And Jostein Flo, the last line of defence. It's gone over Milligan, headed away. Flo. Jobson. And still some defending to be done as Kelly comes out. Dear me, Holden rather left a boot out there. Kelly. Is this about it then for the game? It is. And it's satisfaction for Sheffield United, but they were made to work very hard for this one.
Pressure was by this point building for Bassett to sign new talent, especially in the goal-scoring department. The spotlight of press speculation fell on Nathan Blake, who'd made his mark in Cardiff City's giant-killing FA Cup campaign. So what was the real story behind his transfer move?
I was in bed one morning on a Wednesday morning and got a call from Dave Bassett and just asked me to come up to have talks, basically. And from there I signed on a Thursday then. I fancied the move north, so I just went for it.
Initially, you found it a little hard to get into the team. Everyone was expecting you to go straight into the first team, but there you were on the bench.
Yeah, well, to be fair to the gaffer, he's kept a lot of pressure off me. The team was having problems scoring goals. So by him buying me meant that I was going to be the goal scorer. So there was a lot of pressure on me to begin with, but he took a lot of it off me by giving me sub appearances and not playing me and just doing different to what everyone expected, I suppose.
Can you remember your first goal for Sheffield United and what it felt like?
Yeah, it was great. I come on against Tottenham. It was my second or third appearance. And I just remember being on for about 2 minutes, having 2 shots which were blocked, and then got a great pass through from Glyn Hodges and just managed to rifle it in the back of the net.
David Allison of Lancaster is the man in charge on a pleasant afternoon with the sunshine reflecting across the rooftops of North London, but from basement to the top floor here at White Hart Lane there's a nervous concern, and this match isn't just about one team in trouble, it's about two, because Sheffield United are as desperate for the points as Tottenham Hotspur, and it's Bradshaw to take the first throw. Gale has arrived in the penalty area here. And it must be said that the Sheffield players are rather more used to relegation battles than the Tottenham men. Perhaps not Stein, but many of the others have been through them before. Dave Bassett, hand to mouth, the Sheffield United manager, knows this London scene well. Knows the relegation scene pretty well too, in terms of fighting against it successfully. Here's Little John. Gannon. Anderton. And Spurs a chance to spread out here. They've got Barnby going down the middle. And that's where it's gone, and he's in. It's Barnby, and it's a good save. Nick Barnby, a good run. And Alan Kelly will take credit for the stop. The best opening so far. Corner to Spurs, for which Scott is forward and Mabbott. Sedgley's up too. Well, if Kelly is going to play in goal in the World Cup in the summer, those kind of saves will do him no harm at all with Jack Charlton and Maurice Setters. They've got their eye very firmly on him. Maybe that Paddy Bonner's time is up. And this young man, coming from a famous goalkeeping family, his brother's on loan at West Ham at the moment, his father was an international. He deals very well with that shot from point-blank range. But here's Little John, and Walker forced to save, it's Carr! And a block by Campbell. Corner. They appeal for hands, the Sheffield players. But Walker responded for Tottenham in much the same way as Kelly had at the other end for Sheffield. And Gale is up on the line, so is Kamara. And Flew is there. Another good save. Stein Flew got the header in, and Spurs have reason here to doubly thank their goalkeeper. Corner taken by John Gannon. And Stein Flew getting in front of his marker. Anderton. Sedgley! Oh, straight at the goalkeeper, who was prostrate. Well, Sedgley's been getting in very well on that far post to Anderton's crosses recently. He scored at Chelsea, but I wonder when he looks back on that, whether he would have anything different. Forced away from the near post by the captain, Gale. Abbott's come further in, checked out again. Oh, and Sedgley, good save by Kelly. Was all about reactions. Sedgley for getting into the space, getting power into the header, and Kelly for tipping it over. Firm header, and well dealt with. Sideways to Sedgley. Rosenthal, Sedgley goes again. Dazelle, Anderton, oh, another fine stop by Kelly. That was brilliant. Well, Whitehouse did his best in the defensive area, but when it fell to Anderton, Kelly, for the third time this afternoon, showed why he will be a World Cup goalkeeper. And at half-time, no score between these relegation rivals, but Alan Kelly, with 4 high-class saves, the best one from Darren Anderton, has kept Tottenham out, and there were 2 good stops as well at the other end from his opposite number, Ian Walker. Tuttle. And over on the far side is Flew. Scott goes to challenge, early cross, Little John foiled by Mabbott, great defending. And Hodges is being booed by the crowd for that last Mabbott collision. And now they've got Gale up for the corner, it's played short to Carr. Little back heel puts Hodges in. Driven in line, there's a goal! It's Brian Gale who scored it, the captain. And Sheffield United take the lead after 11 minutes of the second half, and what a weekend it's been for Dave Bassett's skipper. Brian Gale, number 5, 29 tomorrow, and presented with a baby son by his wife only yesterday. He's in the right place to celebrate here. It's Hodges who gets in to the post, and Gale just sticks a foot out, and that's Sheffield United in front. And badly require a boost to their confidence, because Sheffield are away again with Carr, and Little John square him if he needs him, and Franz Carr surely, and no, and Flew, no, hits Campbell. And there's a foul by Hodges, but that should have been 2-0. And that should have been a second goal, as Carr will know. He had so much time and room, and Spurs were all over the place. It's 2 against 1 there. He goes round Walker, but gets a bit tight to the line, and in trying to play it back, Sedgley gets a touch, and then Flew's shot comes back off the bodies. Foul by Hodges in the end, but Carr had the opportunity. This is where the absence of more experienced players, but here's one, Rosenthal, free kick. He's got to carry some responsibility now to make sure that the younger players' heads don't drop, but here is opportunity for Tottenham. It's a free kick. And Sedgley forward. Scott's there, yes! The equaliser, Kevin Scott, with his first goal for Spurs. What a moment to produce it, and how badly it was needed. The former Newcastle player puts Ozzy Ardiles in an altogether better frame of mind here. Dave Bassett's team see their lead wiped out from the free kick. Little John is the player making way for him. Blake, whose goals at Cardiff, 17 in all this season, included the winner in the Cup against Manchester City, now gets his chance in the Premiership. Now Gannon. Dozzell. Oh, it's well won there by Kamara. Great tackle on Rosenthal. And here comes Blake. It's Nathan Blake. Oh! And he's done it. Sheffield United are in front again. And the new signing, in only his second match, and barely 20 minutes at that, of either of them, has shown why Dave Bassett paid Cardiff the money. What a good finish, but there was an excellent interception by Kamara, which put Ozzy Ardiles' team in terrible trouble in their own half. Kamara really got the thing moving, and when the ball was laid into Blake, Mabbott couldn't get there, and that's his first goal for Sheffield United, and what a valuable one it might prove to be. Spurs behind for the second time and only 4 minutes to go. Ball looks for Barmby, it's come off Gale, but Barmby's there. Can he get it, pull it back for Rosenthal? Dazelle! Yes! Jason Dazelle! In stoppage time, it's 2-2. And Spurs look as though they've saved the point. And Ozzy Ardiles will know there was no time to spare. Rosenthal involved. But they're level with Barmby here, putting Brian Gale in trouble. The goalkeeper came an awful long way. I thought for a minute he was going to concede a penalty. Good play by Barmby, then Rosenthal, and there's Dazelle. And that's 2-2. And here comes Blake for Sheffield United. Carr. Awkward as Flew goes in with the goalkeeper, but it was a foul. Well, I don't think I've seen a more exciting second half this season. Look at the crowd on their feet. Ronnie Rosenthal says, come on, we can still win this, depending how much time the referee adds on. But surely that's it. It's going to be a point apiece, and Sheffield United, who led twice, will really see it as 2 points dropped. Dave Bassett's team, Tottenham will see it as one rescued when they looked to be a beaten side, but they never allowed that to affect them, and Mabbott kept them going. An equaliser in the first minute of stoppage time by Dazelle, after Sheffield United had taken the lead twice through Gale and Blake. Scott, the scorer of the first goal for Tottenham. Both teams will still be in some difficulty in the league, but goodness me, for two sides at the wrong end of the table, they gave us a highly entertaining afternoon, especially the second half.
The 2-2 result against Spurs was the first of 5 consecutive draws, but by now the Blades couldn't afford to split the points with anyone. Against West Ham, the struggles for survival shifted up a gear.
In the air by Tuttle, and Rodgers back there, foraging for possession. Now here's a chance. Carr, I think, and Flo's attacking it. Oh, and McCloskey out there in the nick of time. Well, Sheffield United causing an alarm early on there. And the pace of Franz Carr is going to be a problem for that West Ham defence. He wants to take them all on. That's great work by Carr. Nobody that deep.
That's good goalkeeping on 2 points. That's an easy catch from McCloskey, but his first piece of action he was called to do, he did very well, and it was very important.
And this is this incident earlier on.
Yeah, Little John looks to me as if he can take Potts on in pace, and he certainly showed it there, forcing him into a hurried clearance, which he didn't do very well, but he was thankful that his goalkeeper helped him out.
Here's Bishop, he's thinking of the shot, he's let it go, and he's scored! Ian Bishop has put West Ham United 1-0 ahead, and it was the last thing Sheffield United need in their plight.
I'll tell you what, Ian, the defenders are looking at Alan Kelly in disbelief, and I have to say, so am I. I think that's a bread and butter shot. I don't think there's any great difficulty in it. I think it's at a good height. I think it's close to the goalkeeper. Now let's look at it again. Look at that, it's in. I think that's at a comfortable height. And a goalkeeper of his quality, I think, should be saving that. And there's no surprise to me that all his defenders were looking round at Kelly and wondering how that's ended up in the net.
Whitehouse with the corner kick for Sheffield United, flows in there! No, that was tough luck on Sheffield United.
Well, that's typical of a striker who hasn't scored for, what, 6 months. If you're on a streak, you head these down towards the corner, it bounces into the top of the net. Well, the crowd are disappointed because when Rodgers fed the ball into Gannon, he made a run, and all he was looking for was for Gannon just to dink it over the back four and let him run onto it. And the disappointment from the crowd, well, you could hear it, couldn't you? As they came back out.
Sorry, Andy, here's Deane Whitehouse. Oh, so close. Well, little Dane Whitehouse, he hasn't scored in open play since back in August. He nearly did here.
He won't come much closer. Gale's forcing him across. He hits the shot early, and I think that takes the goalkeeper by surprise. And I tell you what, if that's on target, it sneaks in, you know. I don't think McCloskey was getting across to this if that was a foot the other way.
To play over Easter. Ooh, Kelly doing rather a lot of that to Chapman. And off goes the enigmatic Franz car once again. The corner gets to Little John. Little John on the turn! Well, it just won't go for them.
No, I think he was desperately looking for a runner from midfield here as the ball comes into him. He's faced away from goal. He's looking for someone to be breaking their neck. He's looking around, look at him, then nothing comes. And he decides he has to go alone.
This is neatly worked, though. And the cross shot goes in. And Matty Holmes is the scorer. And West Ham are now really in the box seat. Those fans can celebrate, and Matty Holmes marks his return to the side with a goal, Andy.
Well, if Alan Kelly was at fault for the first one, he's got every right now to be absolutely furious with his defenders. 2 against 1 at a corner. They're able to play 2 passes. No one gets near Holmes. Takes a horrible deflection there. That's what beat Kelly at the near post. But I tell you what, Dave Bassett will not be happy at the way his defenders went to sleep on that corner.
Well, what must he be thinking now? Nilsen plays it down the line. Little John. Carr. Nice quick feet and trickery from him. But West Ham look to counter quickly again. This is Marsh. They're doing it well. Bishop. And Rogers got back well to win back possession for the Blades of Sheffield United. Oh, and a cracking goal by Deane Whitehouse. Oh, that was brilliant. It's 2-1 and Sheffield United, well, hope springs eternal for them. Look at this.
Well, it's right out of the Sheffield textbook. They put a long ball up. Flo makes it difficult for Gale. But I'll tell you what, when you need someone back and play up, you need someone there. Whitehouse is there. No midfield player from West Ham are near him. It takes 1 touch to set it up, and that's a blistering drive.
Well, he'd been saying in the match programme tonight how he hadn't scored in open play since August. What a way to end that. That was absolutely unstoppable. It nearly broke the back of the net.
That's vital as well, I feel, for him. A goal before half-time. Now they can go in a little bit of a high end. He'll have something to G's players up with now. Going in 2-0 down, it would have been a hard job for the manager at half-time. That gives them something now.
To use, should the goal that they are seeking, or the 2 goals to be more accurate, not arrive. They do need to win this fixture, remember. The draw isn't really good enough. Now here's Franz Carr with the shot, and McCloskey stretches that long frame of his to keep it out.
Well, I was just about to say that Franz Carr's doing what West Ham would want him to do, running infield into a pack of players, and then suddenly he produces a shot through a very tiny gap that really did trouble Ludic McCloskey.
Free kick to Sheffield United. Peter Butler back in home territory in Yorkshire. He really is that ball winner, to use the cliche, in the West Ham United midfield. Just back from a knee operation recently. Played long towards Flo, who gets a flick onto it, but there's nobody there. Well, he didn't win it, apparently. West Ham's defenders are aghast, but the corner's been given.
Well, I'm aghast as well, Ian. And I think Tony Gale is.
Here goes the corner, and it's a goal by Gale. Brian Gale has scored from the corner, and Sheffield United are back in business.
The this is a magnificent header. Gale makes a late run. You see him, he's lashed into the box. That gives him the momentum to get up above everyone else. And how many times are we going to talk about not having anyone on the near post, Deane? Look at it, it's completely empty. If there's someone there, he's kicking that off the line. And West Ham are still 2-1 up. As it is, it's now a level game.
Towards Chapman, not accurate enough. Nilsen cuts it out, and here's Dane Whitehouse again. And the decibel level rises appreciably as Sheffield United pound forward with the Norwegian. Nilsen in towards Littlejohn here. And Nilsen! Well, he can't believe it.
Well, it eventually found his way to Nilsen, but not in the way Nilsen wanted. He wanted to pass in. Look, Littlejohn tries to do a trick, gets robbed. And I'll tell you what, it's a timely block there, because that shot really was on target. A very enterprising run from the fullback.
Sheffield United with yet another corner. It was won by Lee Chapman, who was back defending, and they need to have him back as well. West Ham, having been 2-0 up, may regard a point as a very valuable asset now as Sheffield United pile on the pressure with Littlejohn. Potts blocks it. Corner kick again. I'm losing count of them.
Well, the one thing you know, Ian, if they're going to stay up Sheffield United, they have to win all the home games. And that's why there's such a drive about them at the moment. Because if you're looking at that, there's only one winner at the moment.
McCloskey, he hasn't won it. It's blocked on the line. Oh! And just past the post from Rodgers, I think it was.
I think it was Rodgers that had the first shot, and I'm not sure if it's Tuttle who's in there as well, Ian, and gets the second bit of it. We can see it here. There's that many bodies in here. As it comes over, McCloskey again, he goes in amongst them all the time, doesn't he? Doesn't take it again. Now there's Rodgers with the first effort, blocked on the line. I think it's Tuttle, it is, it comes back. He thinks he must score. And it's a timely block from Tony Gale.
Now here's Littlejohn. It's a good pacey run from Littlejohn. McCloskey just about gets it. Well, Flo was waiting behind him to press the executioner's button.
Well, look at McCloskey's rode his luck tonight, I feel. He's been given a couple of decisions I didn't think I agreed with. And when he fumbled one horrendously, anyone standing behind him, a simple header into the net. He gets lucky, there's no one there.
It's Butler who gets it back. Chapman inside the last 20 minutes here now. Morley. Nilsen gets it away. Well, this is a far more entertaining game than the one they had here on Saturday when Southampton were the visitors in a 0-0 draw. Nilsen's cross is too long, but he gets a corner out of it. Roland might have felt that he could have done with a shot there. Wasn't an awful lot of danger, it didn't seem to be. Taken quickly. Hodges with that nice left foot. Gale attacking it. McCloskey doesn't win it, and this time it's in by Paul Rodgers. His first goal since the opening day of the season, and McCloskey, who had been dicey with death a bit on the crosses, dropped one too many.
Well, I said that I felt he got away with quite a bit, and they're very patient because they play one or two passes. Now, the one thing you know about Glenn Hodges, he'll put it in a decent area. Now, does Brian Gale foul him there? If you're in the case, in all honesty, in all fairness to the goalkeeper, this is probably the worst one, because I think Gale certainly gives him a dunt there, certainly gives him a knock. He doesn't get it, and Rodgers knocks it in. Perhaps one too many, the referee felt.
Offside here. What a dramatic turnaround at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United have come from 2-0 down to lead by 3 goals to 2. And West Ham's disintegrating season begins to assume, well, crisis, but mini-crisis proportions. The 3-2 down here now as Bradshaw comes forward for Sheffield United. He's going to try it. Well, it was further wide than the crowd behind that goal seemed to think.
Yeah, you and I had a great view of this, but I'll tell you what, a run to admire. Enterprise, conviction, confidence. If he does anything wrong, it's that old one of going across the goalkeeper. Went for the narrow side, wasn't able to convert it.
Yes, it was a shoulder operation.
They might want to get him on here if they can. I think that's what they're trying to do, because I think this is going to be loaded in.
Well, is the substitution going to be made?
No, he says I'm all right. There you go. I'm
all right,
okay.
he says. All right, Dave Bassett says, no, that's good enough for me. No, Dave Bassett's not. He's saying, I don't think you are all right. Simon Tracy's playing.
Well, I think what Dave Bassett's saying, if you're all right, what are you doing hobbling around your goal area for the last 5 minutes?
Imagine the inquest now, if poor Simon Tracy was to make some kind of error. What's Kelly's view of things going to be? Of course, he's fresh to it now.
They've deserved the win, Ian. It stays like this. They've certainly been the better side on the night.
Still 3-2. Tracy has an awkward catch to make.
Oh, that's what you didn't want. First handling job. Take one and make no it. Oh, dear.
That was certainly an exciting game, and it was a game where we needed a victory, and certainly it looked grim for us early on when we went 1 goal down and then 2 goals down to West Ham. But Dane Whitehouse gave us hope just before half-time, scoring a spectacular goal. Brian Gale got an equaliser early in the second half, and we went on to win by Paul Rogers' goal, 3-2. And I think that helped us and set us up, because we'd been doing quite well in this spell after Christmas, whereby we'd drawn a lot of games. We couldn't get the victories, and obviously we were looking for this victory against West Ham to be a springboard, which basically it was, to get better results.
Then it was away at Liverpool.
Yes, we found ourselves at Liverpool, and we'd never done very well there with Sheffield United. I don't think we'd even scored goals in previous seasons, but we went a goal down to Ian Rush, which looked early on, which looked ominous for us. But we showed good performances, and Flo weighed in with 2 goals, and we gave a very, very good performance, which was important for us at that stage to get 3 points.
I think it was nice to beat Liverpool at Anfield. That's always nice going there. I don't think Justin Flo will ever forget that game, because you know, he scored 2 goals in the cup end with the cup coming down this season. That'll be memorable for him.
It's Fowler and Rush that started. Redknapp, Dix. Tuttle under pressure. There's Rush. Now Redknapp. Redknapp's kept his run going down the inside right channel. The cross comes in here. A chance for Ian Rush. He should score. He does score. Ian Rush on a plate. He doesn't miss those. Redknapp made it. Well, the Sheffield United defence flat-footed. And converted so nearly by Whitehouse. Gannon in there, Whitehouse half volley, and just a touch from James. For Simon Tracy. So off Nickel, throw into Sheffield United. Nilsen with it. Flow. I think that Rogers and Littlejohn rather got in one another's way there. But at least it's encouraging to see Sheffield United pushing forward. Certainly Flow beating the Liverpool defence in the air. Dix has got the free kick. McManaman inside to Jones. Redknapp's made the run, he's cleared the space though, and just over. Not a bad effort from the England fullback. It wasn't too far over. It's come all the way through to Barnes, a chance for him. Tracy does well, good stretch from him. But the Sheffield United defence were a bit slow there, and Barnes rather let in through the back door. Thank goodness for Simon Tracy. Gale has come to Barnes. With Redknapp. Whitehouse takes control. Up to Little John. Little John against Nicol. He's got the paces, Little John, there's no doubt about that one. James comes out, it falls to Flo, it's in, and there is the equaliser. It's Stein Flo, and it was Little John that made it. He caused the problems in the Liverpool defence. The pace to go past Nicol, who was giving him a right old push and shove. James losing it, and Flo converting. Much of the noise now from the travelling Blade supporters as Ruddock keeps it away. Early cross, the whistle's gone, the ball's in the net, and I think offside has already been called, and the referee explaining his actions. In fact, has he given an earlier free kick? Well, let's have a look at this one once more. Well, yes, there it was. It was Ruddock kicking Flo off the ball. Gannon. And McManaman as far as Whitehouse. It's all Sheffield United. It's Brian Gale. Dear, that wasn't far wide from the skipper. Ruddock. He's having a tough old afternoon, is Neil Ruddock. Whitehouse testing James. And look at that one from behind the goal. And as you can see, not a bad effort. Little John. Gannon helps him out. Little chip down the line. Here's Carr. Some juggling skills from him. Nicol in attendance. Franz Carr to deliver the cross, and Flo is there, unmarked, and he's in. Nothing David James could do to stop that one, and Sheffield United take the all-important lead. Stein Flo with the header, and Franz Carr was the man that delivered it. Well, that's twice Nicol has failed to stop Sheffield United delivering the pass to Flo that resulted in the goal, his second and Sheffield United's second. They'll throw it to Liverpool. McManaman quickly. Fowler still has it. And there's plenty of Liverpool players on this far side, but they didn't find them. In fact, Hutchinson was nearest to it, but I think in the end Redknapp deciding to go for the shot. And Tracy had to be alert. Well, England's number one, they're talking, or shouting from the Sheffield United ranks. He might be tested again here. He's not, as Sheffield United get it away through Whitehouse. It's into a lot of space, and Franz Carr has filled it. It should be there, and James didn't know much about that one. But Carr, he's hit the target right enough, but might have done a little bit better with that one. Look at this, I mean, the space was immense. And he hit it straight at the goalkeeper. James and the Liverpool fans urging Liverpool forward in these closing stages. Still play continues with Stein Flo. Great battling from him, it's all over. The away win had to come at some stage, and what better stage is there than Anfield Stadium? And what better time for Stein to celebrate? 2 goals from him, one with the foot and one with the head. And Sheffield United, have they turned the corner? I wonder. What they have achieved is an all-important away win at Liverpool. They've won here by 2 goals to 1.
What was the kind of spirit like in the team at this stage? Was the fears of relegation?
The players knew they were in a relegation battle. I think it dawned on them later rather than earlier, but I think they felt that if they could show the same spirit and commitment and playing performance, they felt that they were capable of getting out of the relegation zone. And I also felt that we were capable of doing that, and we felt that the spirit was good, and we were hopeful that perhaps 1 or 2 of the teams in and around us would be struggling for form, which proved to be the case.
If you looked at the teams we had to play, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Liverpool, Norwich, they weren't easy games. I think we lost 1 of the last 10 games.
With the home game against Arsenal on the Monday, which we drew 1-1, so we'd have been quite satisfied with really 4 games out of the Easter programme.
So after those games, there was then a 2-week gap. Now, did that affect the momentum of the players?
A lot of people put a lot of feeling into that because the next home game was Aston Villa, and we didn't play particularly well, and we lost 2-1, and obviously that disappointed a lot of people because it looked like, yes, we're relegated again. But having said that, we bounced back very, very well the following week, went to Norwich, won 1-0, deserved it. Excellent goal by Nathan Blake.
Yeah, I remember there was a handball by Johnny Gannon, and then he played a pass to Flo, and Flo turned and played a ball through to Deane Whitehouse. And Dane's just done what he's good at, gone past the defender and whipped the ball in. I just remember getting on the end of the cross. So the build-up play and everything, it was just a great goal. I just really enjoyed it.
We were back in the hunt again, and this gave everybody hope for the sort of final push of the season, because the next game was a home game against Newcastle, and we won that 2-0. We played very, very well. And of course, all of a sudden, we'd given ourselves a lot of light at the end of the tunnel.
Delay at the moment because the Newcastle half of the field is swamped by red balloons which have come from the Sheffield United fans behind Pavel Srnicek's goal. You can see from the movement of the balloons that Newcastle United will be playing with the breeze at their backs in the first half. It's quite a dry, firm pitch, but flat for this stage of the season, pretty good condition. It's been a sunny morning in Sheffield, a little overcast now, and a fine, mild afternoon. Survival is once more the name of the game for Sheffield United. For Newcastle United, maybe Europe will be the name of the game. Their efforts on their return to the top flight this season have certainly deserved as much. Headed by Roger Nilsen. Jostein Flo, his Norwegian World Cup teammate. And a first touch for Simon Tracy via Paul Rogers. Blake's finding Flo. Here's Hodges. Rogers arriving! Straight at Srnicek. A yard either side, and Paul Rogers would surely have scored. Virtually Glyn Hodges, his first contribution since coming on as substitute. A beautifully weighted early cross. Good chance for Rogers. Beardsley on his way, trying to fasten on to Vennison's long ball. It was Nilsen who did that. Hodges. Foul by Venison. Quickly taken. Look at the space here for Ward. In towards Flo. Oh, and blocked on the ground by Beresford. Goal kick's been given. Clear chance for Jostein Flo. Beresford and Srnicek, the keeper, seem to get in a bit of a tangle here, and Flo beyond them had the opportunity, and it came back off Beresford onto Flo for a goal kick. Hodges on towards Blake, took it in his stride. Nathan Blake, good save by Cernacek. Smart stop from a whiz-bang of a shot from Nathan Blake. Really caught hold of that one. His first touch was superb to set up the opportunity. And the shot was a really strong one. Good save. Hodges leaving it for Whitehouse. Corner kick. Leon able to dance his way out of trouble. Stoppage time at the end of the first half where Sheffield United have had a monopoly on the chances. Here's Rodgers trying to create another. Blake's in there! And Newcastle United survive again. And Nathan Blake isn't quite sure how or why. Gannon. Charged down by Sellers. Beardsley. Sheffield United have caused problems from corners and throws. Not unusually, Rodgers free beyond the far post, Blake at the other far post, but heading wide of the mark under pressure. And he was under pressure. Sellers. Cut out by Beasley. That time the bounce goes Sheffield United's way at the end of the first half, where the scoreline is 0-0. But there's been no parity in terms of chances. Sheffield United have had them all, unashamedly direct in their approach, looking for Stein flow most of the time. But Andy Cole's goalkeeper, Pavel Cernacek, has been up to the challenge set for him by the likes of Ward and Blake. Rodgers and Blake have missed good headed chances. And at the break, it's still 0-0. Sellers will take. Towards Peacock. Didn't quite reach Fox. Lee. Robert Lee. He was allowed to travel a long, long way. But couldn't quite round the journey off with a goal. Just opened up for him a little bit, the red suit. Edison is forward. 5 more in the attack for Newcastle. Lee let it run, chance for Beardsley. And for once, maybe the first time this season, his control let him down. Blake. Strong running by Nathan Blake. Might still come for Glyn Hodges. Good challenge by Venison. Corner kick given. Blake was hoping for a little bit more. He's looking towards the referee and claiming he was being impeded. Hodges had the final effort. Gannon to take. Blake. Oh, off the crossbar. Oh, he's in. Let the linesman a signal to go. And Nathan Blake had to wait and wait, but it was worth the wait. He scored the opener for Sheffield United. His header from the corner, Cernacek partially committed, couldn't quite get back, bounced down. And the linesman was absolutely positive that the ball had crossed the line. Signal straight away. Couldn't have been better positioned, could he? Well. Blake causing problems for Peacock. He's won a corner. Sheffield United have so far paid Cardiff City £300,000 for his services. And there's another 200,000 if Sheffield United stay up. They'd love to pay it. Last 10 minutes. Blake's goal separating the two sides. It's Blake again. Just wouldn't come down for him. But the Sheffield United escape committee have been tunnelling away productively all afternoon. And Nathan Blake has provided that cutting edge on one occasion. Hodges. Ward. Bradshaw. Flo. Hodges. Trying to curl it himself. And he's capable of just about anything with that left foot of his, Glenn Hodges. Started this match on the bench, but he's been a real influence on Sheffield United since coming on. Bracewell. Here's Cole. Roger Nilsen's there again. Now Dane Whitehouse. Only Nathan Blake forward. Maybe all they'll need. What a chance here for Blake. Still Blake. He's won the game for Sheffield United. And how big will the prize be? Because the survival specialists are at it again. And there's a new man at the head of the escape committee, Nathan Blake. Too strong for Alan Nilsen. His luck was in after Sudicek had made the block with the feet, but he's deserved his luck today. Nathan Blake, Sheffield United's February signing from Cardiff City. A winner at Norwich last Saturday and 2 against Newcastle today. The 90 minutes are up and there'll be no way back for Kevin Keegan's team. That's it. Sheffield United's second successive victory. And for the second successive Saturday, it's Nathan Blake, whose name will dominate the talk at this end of Sheffield. Signed in February from Cardiff City to give them that final push. Signed with a proviso that half his transfer fee would only be paid if Sheffield United survived. Well, he scored 2 second-half goals against Newcastle this afternoon, which have taken Sheffield United a mighty step closer to surviving. Final score, Sheffield United 2, Newcastle United 0.
A fine victory. Was safety one step nearer? And what does Nathan Blake remember about those goals?
Well, the first one was, it's come from a Johnny Gannon corner. I just remember, you know, pulling off to the far post and around about the 6-yard box and just being one-on-one with the defender and just beating him in the air. I just remember thinking when I headed the ball, it's goal bound. I wasn't too sure whether it was in or not because it was a bit, you know, dodgy where they crossed the line, but it had done, so I was happy with that one. And then the second one was just a long ball from Deane and just battled with the defender, had a shot, keeper saved it and just got the rebound, fortunately.
Those sort of results always give you a lot of confidence, and we managed to put a string of results together then.
Now we'd overtaken other teams that in the relegation zone. We'd gone above Everton, we'd gone above Oldham, there was Swindon who were more or less relegated, and we looked like one of the favourites at this stage. If in our last 2 games at Oldham and Chelsea we could perform, there'd be no problems.
The turnaround had been spectacular, and the result against fellow strugglers Oldham lifted United clear of the drop zone, but not out of danger. Surely nerves must have been on edge as the Blades faced the final test against Chelsea.
The players were optimistic. We were confident that we could stay up because we felt that our performances recently had done enough to make sure that as long as we didn't slip up too badly at Chelsea, that we could stay up, because there was one or two other teams like Ipswich, Everton, Oldham, who were in the same situation as ourselves, who had to do very well on that Saturday.
Well, I think the past seasons have showed the fans that there's no need to worry, and no one pushes the panic buttons, and there's no one panicking within the team or the management. So that's a good sign that stabilises the fans. Right up to the last game, there's really still no reason to panic.
As the game went on, fans nervously waited for news of other matches. Celebration seemed more likely at 3:30 as Stein Flo's goal put United ahead. The prospect of 3 points lifted us 4 places clear of danger. At 4 o'clock, 2-0 down against Wimbledon, Everton looked certain for the drop. And Kjellberg's equaliser for Chelsea wasn't enough to put United back in trouble. The position switched back with Glyn Hodges' goal, cancelled out by Stein's first, so at 4:30 it's as you were. A draw would be just enough. At 4:40, Graham Stewart's second goal at Goodison put Everton in the clear. Ipswich, goalless at Ewood Park, looked lost. Even as the watch ticked past 90 minutes on that eventful afternoon, United looked safe.
We played quite well at Chelsea. We were leading at half-time. They equalised after an hour. Glyn Hodges got us back straight in front.
When we went 2-1 up, I felt we could have gone on and perhaps got a third, but let's say they got an equaliser and they was pushing later on in the game, and actually said to the ref, I said, how long to go? He said 30 seconds. I said, well, blow the whistle now and I'll buy you a pint. Whether that's condoned as bribery, I don't know, but he turned me down and they went down the next attack and scored.
It was in injury time that the killer blow was struck. Stein, playing for an FA Cup final place, made it 3-2. United entered the relegation places for the first time in the afternoon, and there was no coming back. Ipswich, still typically without a goal, were out of jail. United consigned to the Football League.
First things everyone's saying is, well, are we down, or are we up, are we down? And, the looks on people's faces as we were walking in were just saying, you're down, and just devastating, really.
I don't know whether it's fate, I don't know whether it's one of those things that happened, but it was a terrible feeling to get relegated in that way with more or less the last kick of the game. Had we been losing 2-0 at Chelsea and we knew the results, we'd have known our destiny, but at no time were we really ever relegated until about the last minute of any of those games. And these things happen in football. Arsenal won the championship a few years ago at Liverpool in that way. It's a very, very cruel way, and I can assure you, myself and the players, and I know the fans, were all very, very disappointed, upset, and gutted, really, to say the least. It wasn't what we expected, and it was really a kick that we didn't expect to happen.
So, devastation, sad faces for everyone. But let's remember there were times during the season when we smiled. Well, you always smile when you see the Blades score. After a pause for reflection, plans for the next campaign were soon being made.
Well, so even whether you've been relegated or whether you stay in the division, as soon as the season changes, you've been planning before what players you might want to keep, what players you might be prepared to release and what players you're looking for. We went straight to Australia, which in a way was a tonic because everybody was low. I can assure you, that first couple of weeks was basically a numb period for me. But at the same time, we were playing games, we got back into playing, and whilst I was out there, it gave me an opportunity to look at one or two players, Australian players. And whilst we was there, we just picked up Dougie Hodgson, a centre-half from Heidelberg for 30,000. We've got to play some more money after games if he succeeds, which is relatively peanuts in this day and age compared by the English game, but it's a little bit of a gamble. Also at the same time we picked up Carl Veert from Adelaide City, the national champions, who's part of the Australian national team. We've paid £200,000, going up to 250 after he's completed some more games. So they're two sort of players that we've taken a gamble on, that we've brought in, we feel will add to the Sheffield United squad.
I'm just looking forward to just playing well and hopefully getting a few goals and being a winning side more than a losing side, The main objective is to go up as champions. There's nothing else matters, I don't think, cups or FA Cups or League, anything, it doesn't matter. The only thing is for us is to get back in the Premier League as champions.
Personally, I spoke to a few lads and I think that the aim we've got to be is to get the championship. There's a medal there at stake and we've got to be in one of the favourites for it and we're in a good position. Looks like there's a big difference between the Premier and First, and hopefully we can carry on, we'll get some good results and as I say, end up with the championship itself.
The important thing for us this year is to get a good start. If we can sort of pick up good points before Christmas, we know we tend to come on stronger after that. So, obviously if we can pick up some points before Christmas, then it gives us a greater chance of getting in the promotion stakes.
And that's got to be the priority. No matter what else happens, we've got to make sure that we get back in the Premier League. It's the only place to be. I think we owe it to the fans, we owe it obviously to ourselves and everyone connected with the club. We've got to make sure we get straight back.
Well, I don't think there's a Blades fan alive would disagree with that. And here's hoping 1994-95 will put Sheffield United back where we belong, in football's top flight.